Well, I'm super fired up. Obviously, first of all, I'm glad to be on here with you guys and talk about MOJO. MOJO's got a chance to be to bring all the MOJO globally. We're really excited because the reality is that what parents do love is being a parent of three awesome kids who love sports and are active and everything else. We know as parents that you got to get your kids outside, you got to get your kids involved. And what we've experienced with COVID and everything else, the reality is that to be on their phones, to be able to give them technology, but also for us parents to really know how to teach the game. So we're starting off with soccer. Of course, we're going to have some American football along the way here and other sports. And we're really fired up. I'm excited to partner up, with my partner. I'm Ben Sherwood. Obviously, he has so much knowledge of technology and everything else and more. And I'm really excited about what we can do globally and bring some global sports stars around the world here with MOJO.
Yeah, Ben, listen, I think this was a surprising pivot for many for you. Obviously, one of the top TV executives in the United States, ABC, Harvard, all this stuff. And yet I see these pictures, by the way, of you and I think your son with all your Angels gear on as a longtime fan. You and I are the only Angels fans. Go Angels. And I wonder why this pivot. Is the opportunity so big that there's no way you would even just stay in the regular media world?
First of all, I have to say I'm a Dodgers fan, and Little League gets you to do just about anything. So the only thing that would get me into an Angels uniform was to coach my son because he was on the Angels. Important clarification. The answer is that nothing has made me happier in the last 12 years than coaching my boys, Will and Charlie, in 4 different sports. And so when I left the Walt Disney Company, what do you do next? The answer is that youth sports is broken. There are problems. And everybody who's ever tried to coach knows that it's hard. It's intimidating. It's aggravating. And the resources that are out there are kind of frustrating. And so we put together an amazing team with Russell and with a great technologist, my partner and co-founder, Reed Schaffner, and a terrific team. And we are setting out to try to fix what's broken in youth sports and bring the magic back to soccer first. And then, as Russ said, we're going to scale to all kinds of sports, basketball and baseball and flag football. And Russell's even pushing us globally to India, to cricket. So we have big plans. And you're right, the market is huge. There are about 40 to 50 million kids in the U.S. who play organized sports. There are another 500 million around the world. And as you mentioned at the outset, that global market is going to reach $77 billion by the year 2026. And so we're going after parents who coach and then parents who are on the team. And we think there's a really big opportunity there.
Yeah, and you've got the free product and you've got the premium product. Ben, one more quickly before back to Russell. What's the difference? What am I getting on the paid product at $20 a year versus the free product?
The free product available in the App Store right now is for a season of soccer, one team and one practice. When you upgrade to the 1999 version, MOJO Plus, you get an unlimited number of practices per week. You can coach an unlimited number of teams, and we unlock a bunch of additional features, additional premium content, and a bunch of additional tools. So that premium version, you get more, and that basic version, everybody can play. You just go right in there, download the app, and you can start coaching a season of soccer right away. One team, one practice a week.
Russell, I want to pivot a bit to football, obviously, your current sport. And I'm sure you watched, or maybe you didn't. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Well, yeah, I think everybody watched the Super Bowl. I think every young kid, I know my kids were watching. I was at the Super Bowl. I was fortunate and blessed to be able to win Man of the Year this year. And so what a blessing that is. And Walter Payton, I know my dad loved him and everything else. But I think back to when I was a young kid watching the Super Bowls and kids all over the world watching it. So, but yeah, I was able to watch it. It was a game that Tom obviously.
That's right. You were, because the Walter Payton Man of the Year, you were in the box. I think that, okay, with the mask and they clipped to it and it's hard to know. So by the way, congrats. It's an awesome award. It's a humanitarian award and one of the NFL's biggest honors. So this year, though, I'm sure you've seen some of the numbers, Russell, that you were there and I did watch and Ben probably watched, but the overall TV ratings seem to be down big, lowest in more than 15 years. Do you believe that as an NFL player, or do you think that, and this is probably a good question for Ben as well, with streaming and everything else that's changed in the media, that the interest in the NFL is still just as high, but the metrics may not reflect it?
I think the interest in and the National Football League is growing like, crazy, like never before. What's interesting is I'm also chairman of NFL Flag. And it's growing like crazy. It's growing like wildfires in a positive way. It's such an amazing thing to be a part of NFL Flag. And when you think about all the youth kids and when you think about everybody who's participating, everybody who wants to watch, there's nothing better than these young kids wearing NFL teams logos and everything all over the world. And so I'm fired up to be a part of NFL Flag. And so as you think about the game growing, you think about streaming, you think about everything. I remember when I came into the league 9.5 years ago, the game looked completely different. There wasn't all this AWS stuff going on. We had paper sheets, now we're looking at everything on a surface. And so technology is everything. And I think that's why we're so interested in what we can do with MOJO and partnering up with some of the great, great brands as well, and great people and the great athletes around the world, but also great coaches. And I think that's why MOJO is such an intriguing thing for the youth, but also in the National Football League. And I think NFL Flag has a chance with MOJO. I think there's so much there around the world, and technology now is everything. And so I think that's what our team with MOJO has really done a great job with. And I think as an NFL player, I'm really excited about with the game growing in every aspect.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.